If you are looking for very interesting startup business loans for bad credit or fair credit, here is a review I really want you to pay attention to right now. Number 5, we have Rapid Finance. Our score, 8.7 over 10. So when you think about Rapid Finance, I want you to think about a lender that is really great when it comes to product availability, when it comes to flexibility, when it comes to loan options. I mean, this is really cool. And on top of that, they are very generous. So if you have a startup and you are looking for that kind of loan, they are generous because loan amounts will actually go from $5,000 all the way to $1 million. This is really great. They're not really transparent in terms of APR, so they don't disclose that amount, but we have worked with them in the past on behalf of business clients, and we know that they're usually can be very flexible here. Minimum credit score 550. So if you have 550 or 500, you will qualify. 500 to 550, you will qualify. Okay. So what we love about Rapid Finance is that they are an online lender that is constantly lending across various industries. So they have very few industries they don't lend to. Like they actually trying to stay away from adults, entertainment. They try to stay away from gambling and all that kind of related industries. Okay, but overall, if you are in a regular, quote unquote, regular industry, you will find that Rapid Finance could be a great lender for you. Okay. By the way, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here, to have this kind of convos every now and then. So when we talk about Rapid Finance, what are the pros and cons of this lender? The pros: you have loans up to $1 million. They have less strict minimum qualification requirements, and they have a fast closing and funding. So this is really cool. What about the cons? They do not disclose APRs or monthly fees, and you have a maximum repayment window of 5 years, which is not a bad thing anyway, though. But for some startups, this could be a problem. And the smallest loan amount is $5,000. So if you're looking for, let's say, a lower amount, let's say you just wanted to have $2,000 or $3,000, this could be a problem for you. But overall, this is a great lender. Sometimes, you can actually get approved even if you don't generate revenue. But if you generate revenue, they will want you to pay around $1,000 to $5,000 gross every single month. Okay, so this is really the conditions you have to work with. But overall, they are a great player. We love them a lot. So Rapid Finance, our score 8.7 over 10. Number 4, we have here Funbox, our score 9 over 10. So when you think about Funbox, I want you to think about a lender that will work with you for fast approvals. Okay, Funbox is really fast, and they actually pride themselves on being fast. And we have actually worked with them in the past also. And if they approve you, let's say they approve you by noon Eastern, you might get funded by close of by end of the business day, like let's say 6 p.m. So this is really good. You get your cash. They wire the funds to you, not a problem. So loan amounts here, you have $1,000 to $150,000. The APR starts at 4.66%, and the minimum credit score here 550 to 600. Okay, and we love the fact that the Funbox is also open to lending to a variety of industries. We love the fact that they actually use artificial intelligence to analyze your like if you were to apply, they're not just looking at your credit score. A credit score is just like one ingredient for them. Okay, they look at the other elements, so to actually approve or deny you. So this is really good. And the thing is, when you have if you apply through Funbox, you actually have several business financing options, especially as a startup. Okay, so you are able to have revolving business lines of credit, or you can have business loans. Okay, so by the way, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about the top 5 startup business loans for bad credit, fast approval, in some cases low doc, no doc. Okay, and what we love is that, let me give you the pros and cons of Funbox so you have a clear idea of what we're speaking about. So the pros: you can receive a decision within 3 to 5 minutes, and you can be you can receive your funds within the same day. And they do have a low minimum credit score requirements, and they do offer next day funding. Sometimes you can get funds the same day within 24 hours, at least within 24 hours. Okay. And the cons: they only have short-term repayment terms, and they have a relatively low lines of credit of up to $150,000. Okay, but hey, it is what it is. It is something. You're getting something. Okay, but overall, this is a great lender. We love Funbox a lot. They're very fast. They're very professional. Great customer service. Fantastic. Number 3, we have Credibly. Our score 9.1 over 10. So if you are looking for a startup business loan for bad credit, Credibly is really cool for you. What we love about Credibly is that Credibly, they offer a constellation of loans. So they're not just offering a business line of credit or business loans or let's say merchant cash advances. No, they will look at your application. They'll look at your industry. They'll look at your company's profile. If you have a business plan, which you should have, they will read and see what kind of a financing will be best for you, and they will adopt a strategy that works in your favor. This is why we love Credibly, because they are really working they're working with the borrower. Okay. And so here you have loan amounts that go from $5,000 all the way to $400,000. What we love with Credibly is that, again, you have that wide variety of loan products, and they're not asking you in terms of credit score. They're not asking you that much. Can you imagine they will take care of you if you have 500? 500. This is really cool. Even in some cases, if you have 450, let's say you have had bankruptcies in the last 3 years or 5 years, whatever, and your credit score took a dive, a deep dive, this can actually, Credibly will actually take care of you, okay? On top of that, they have fast funding times. So it is what it is. One thing I want to say here is that with Credibly, just make sure that you when you contact them, make sure you have all the paperwork ready. So when they ask you questions, don't actually ignore them. Don't ghost them. Like, don't get back to them after 3 days, 4 days, because this will actually slow down the whole process. So once they start processing your application, make sure you are answering any inquiries, any queries as soon as possible. Okay. And what will happen here is that Credibly will assign a loan rep to you. So that rep will actually take care of you. They'll take care of that. They'll answer any questions you may have. They will actually go through your profile and make sure that their goal is to position you for quick approval. So when your file is sent to the underwriting team, okay. So this is the kind of dynamics I wanted to share with you when it comes to Credibly. So be very careful here. Be very responsive. We have worked with them over many transactions. They are a great lender. 9.1 over 10. Number 2, we have Quick Bridge. Our score 9.5 over 10. So when you think about Quick Bridge, I want you to think about a lender that is great for fast funding for startup business loans who are looking for bad credit business loans. Okay. And one thing I want to say here is that if you are a startup, you're looking for business loans for bad credit, Quick Bridge is great for you, because here you have loan amounts up to $500,000. Okay, and here is another lender who is similar to Credibly. In other words, they offer a constellation of loans. You have merchant cash advances, you have invoice factoring, you have business lines of credit, you have business loans for new businesses, of course, though, for new and established businesses. Okay, and we love the fact that they are constantly, innovating, and they actually provide funds to businesses across the nation, so they're not geo restricted. Okay, and on top of that, their minimum credit score is really decent. You are looking at 530 to 580. This is really cool. Again, loan amounts here very generous, up to $500,000. This is fantastic. Okay, and one thing I want to say here is that here are the pros and cons of this company. Now, before I do the pros and cons, I just want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are talking about the top 5 startup business loans for bad credit, or fair credit for that matter, fast approval, in some cases low doc or no doc. Okay, and the pros: you have flexible loan terms, you have a quick application and fast funding deposited to a bank account, and they have an early payoff discount. So this is really cool. Here are the cons: they do have origination fees. The loan interest may be high in some cases, and they have $250,000 minimum annual revenue for a small business loan. So this is really, it is what it is, when you really think about it. So in terms of eligibility, you need to, if you want to qualify for an excellent, like let's say you want to qualify for a low interest rate and a high loan amount, you need to have excellent credit. But if you don't, you can still get some money. Okay, it's just that the conditions, like the terms and conditions, might not be what you would love to have. Okay, but at least you get something. Okay, this is really important to mention. And also, one thing I want to say here is that with Quick Bridge, they also have excellent customer service. But the only thing is, the same advice that I gave for Credibly applies here. Don't ignore or don't ghost them. You want to be as fast in responding to their queries as possible. Okay, this is how you're going to actually enjoy working with them. Number one, the best of the best in our view when it comes to the top 5 startup business loans for bad credit, we have here BizToCredit. Our score 9.8 over 10. And when you think about BizToCredit, you want to position yourself as a startup business lender who is looking for working capital loans. They'll take care of you. They are very good at that. They will fund you real quick. Okay. And the cool thing is that they will actually work with your team. See, sometimes some business lenders, they only care about you while they are processing the loans, right? Once you get the loan, they just like, okay, you are out of here. You are on your own. But BizToCredit doesn't do that. They actually will follow up with you. Like occasionally, they're not trying to be up in your business, trying to bother you every now and then. No, they will actually let you reach out to them if you need extra help. Okay, so we love them a lot for that. And for when it comes to working capital loans for startups with bad credit, you have loan amounts that go from $25,000 to $2 million. And minimum credit score 525 to 575. Now the APRs are not disclosed. The BizToCredit is not transparent on that front. But hey, listen, it is what it is. Here are the pros and cons of BizToCredit. The pros: you have a low minimum credit score, low minimum annual revenue requirements of $100,000. That's less than 10 grand a month. If you're a startup, they will work with you even if you don't have a static or let's say decent or consistent revenue. As long as you can prepare like a projected financial statements, BizToCredit will work with you. So they have a quick application approval and funding process. What about the cons? They have more stringent qualification requirements for term and CRE loans. So CRE stands for commercial real estate. And working capital loans require daily or bi-weekly payments. So this could be a problem for your cash flow if you have to pay BizToCredit every single day. Think about that. Every single day, that's kind of crazy. But hey, listen, it is what it is. They get you the cash you need. And if you are in a dire situation where you need to have those, you need to have access to that cash to survive, then you have to accept repaying BizToCredit every single day. If you have made it so far, I really want to reward you by giving you a bonus here. So in our research, we have come across another lender for startup business loans for bad credit, and that's Kiva. Our score 7 over 10. So when you think about Kiva, first of all, Kiva is actually a non-profit business lender. So the interest rates are like low, if at all. Okay. So if you have a startup and you are looking for a business loan for bad credit, Kiva will give you loan amounts up to $15,000. Yes, you might say, well, this is not nothing. Yes, but hey, it is something, right? So Kiva is really best for crowdfunding up to $15,000. And the best part of this is that the interest rate is zero. There's no interest rate. Okay, so Kiva, really think about it. Kiva is a micro lender that offers a unique crowdfunding platform for a wide variety of prospective borrowers. Okay, so compared to traditional financing, Kiva utilizes your personal network and its own network of 1.6 million investor lenders to crowdfund loans up to $15,000 with terms up to 36 months. So as a business owner, you can apply directly through Kiva's website, so you can receive 0% interest. So Kiva refers to this as direct loans, which are only available to businesses in the United States and social enterprises internationally. Okay, this is really important. Now, if a prospective borrower applies through a Kiva field partner, which are really local organizations working in communities to vet borrowers. So if such a prospective borrower applies through a Kiva field partner, they will likely pay interest to the partner in some form, which varies by partner. Okay, so this is really important to keep this in mind. And so loan funds are distributed and repaid through PayPal or Kiva's field partner. So what are the pros and cons here? Pros: there are no minimum credit score requirements. This loan does not require cash flow documents, and the loan does not require collateral. What about the cons? Maximum loan amounts of $15,000. Okay, and all loans are crowdfunded, so there's no bank or credit union will actually fund the loans. Okay, and you have long funding times because again, the loans are crowdfunded, so it will take the time it will take. This is what it is. If you ever seen a fundraising campaign on a nonprofit's website, you know the process. It takes time, or it may take longer or shorter depending on luck and the strength of your network. Let me give you an overview before we close today's conversation. So when we talk about the top 5 startup business loan for bad credit, it's really important to have a few things in mind when you shop for this type of loans, because it's not just about the money that you need. That's not just about, hey, listen, I need this cash to fund my business. I need this cash to take care of our liquidity issues. No, it's all about how does this funding program, how does it affect my overall liquidity? How does it affect my balance sheet? How does it affect my financial statements in general? So there is a bigger conversation you need to have in your head or with your team before you actually apply for a startup business loan for bad credit. Okay, find out the credit requirements that the lender is asking for. Research all the other requirements. Okay, you need to see exactly what kind of delta we're talking about when we are referring to the interest rates. Can they go to 30%? Can they charge you 70%? Can they charge you 100%? Think about that and be clear. Okay, and look at the repayment terms. Do they want you to pay every day? Do they want you to pay every week? How often do they want you to pay you? What is the schedule? Okay, and look at the loan fees, and it's really important. Look at the customer service options that they have. Read the reviews. Okay, and also you need to understand: do you really have a bad credit score? When was the last time you have checked your credit? Okay, those are really important things, because when we talk about credit scores that go from 580 to 669 are considered fair. And anything below 580 is considered bad. It's considered poor. So be very clear about whether or not you have a bad credit. Okay. And so if you want to get let's say a startup business loan with bad credit, make sure that, again, you have to review your credit profile and make sure that you're constantly working on improving that credit profile. Okay. And you want to prepare your documentation, which is really important. And so in some cases, maybe you might want to add a cosigner or collateral to your loan, because this will beef up your application, and this will help you actually get the best loans, okay, and the best terms and conditions also. And don't forget to shop around with multiple lenders. And that's really important. Understand that when we talk about startup business loans for bad credit, we're speaking about several types of loans. Okay, we can have startup term loans, startup secure loans, startup business lines of credit, startup working capital loans, startup equipment financing, startup invoice factoring, and startup merchant cash advances. So you got to look at the loan typology to make sure that you are getting exactly the kind of startup business loans you need with bad credit. Before I actually do a recap here, please check out our loan evaluation approach video. We have a strong system in place when it comes to evaluating, categorizing, and listing startup business loans for bad credit on this show. Check this out. right, here is a recap here. So number 1, BizToCredit, 9.8 over 10. Number 2, Quick Bridge, 9.5 over 10. Number 3, we have Credibly, 9.1 over 10. Number 4, we have a Funbox, 9 over 10. Number 5, we have Rapid Finance, 8.7 over 10. And in the bonus category, we have Kiva, our score, 7 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention. God bless you. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.